Testing, 1, 2, 3. First ever footage out of my brand new Canon Powershot V1. My first ever point and shoot camera, believe it or not. I just arrived here in Colorado yesterday and I will stay here for 3 weeks. An excellent opportunity to, let me get back into the sun here. Yes, excellent opportunity to try out this cute little content creation beast just released by Canon. The highly anticipated video-focused point-and-shoot camera, they're making a comeback. This video is just a short first impression video. I just wanted to get it out of the box and have some fun with it and talk about my first impressions. Will I be impressed or anything but? Well, actually, so far so good. And you are invited, so let's enjoy the ride. Alright, by the way, my name is Olaf. I am a filmmaker and a vlogger from Iceland, content creator in the making, building this YouTube channel for fun, for business and for you guys, for everything that is good in the world. Anyways, I'm having a walk here with cousin Tina and Princess Piper. Test driving my new Powershot V1, the maiden voyage here in Colorado.
Let's have a look at the Powershot V1 and the specs as we go. It sports an 1.4-inch 22.3 megapixel CMOS sensor with dual pixel autofocus, Digic-X image processor and 4K resolution oversampled from 5.7K. It shoots up to 30 frames in 4K uncropped, 60 frames in 4K but with a 1.4x crop factor, and 120 frames, but only in full HD. The V1 also has C-Lock3 picture profile and 10-bit color. For wider dynamic range and color information, it has customizable control ring around the lens. I usually have mine set on aperture. And the internal ND filter is 3 stops of light.
Currently, I am shooting in C-Lock3. I'm a C-Lock3 guy and I am adjusting the aperture a little bit. There is an internal ND filter on this camera. I have it set on auto, but it's not that strong for very bright daylight. But using the control ring to adjust the aperture, so I'm a little bit in the learning process as I'm filming this first impression video. I am currently filming with the image stabilization, the digital image stabilization set on. There is an optical one in the lens and digital in the camera, and also enhanced digital stabilization, which is not too much of a crop for me. And I just love this wide angle field of view.
The V1 has a built-in power zoom lens of 15mm at f2.8 and it can go up to 50mm at f4.5. That's 3.1x optical zoom. For your ports and plug needs, you can hook up a microphone, headphones, micro HDMI and a USB-C cable. And there is a tally light in the front. A nice little recording indicator feature.
Right now it's not windy, but there's a little bit of breeze and I got the bunny tail muffle thingy on top. So in this first impression video, I am not going to be shooting with any external microphones, only internal microphone and also with a muffle, which I have at the moment.
The built-in microphone is located on top of the camera, right next to the multifunction shoe. You can fit it with accessories like lights or external microphones, or this cute little anti-wind noise muffle that came with it. It also came with a wrist strap. The tripod socket is located under the camera, as expected. But I would have loved to have a tripod socket on the side as well for easier vertical shooting, just like the R50V has.
I also have a small tabletop tripod and has a good grip on the side for you to hold on to, but I just feel more safe and secure with a tripod. Airplane, hopefully not too loud.
The tripod socket on the V1 blocks the battery/SD card door. I can remove my tripod in 2 seconds or less, so not a big deal. But if I would attach a quick release plate or something like that under the V1 for bigger tripods or neck straps, it could potentially be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Look at Piper, she is having a splendid time in nature. Cute little creature. Are you eating grass? Tastes good. The autofocus is on point, sticks to her. I have it set on people priority, not animals, because I'm using it for my face at the moment. The grass in the foreground might steal the autofocus, but it's pretty locked on. A slight increase in the breeze. How's the muffle doing? Are we good on sound?
The Powershot V1 has a really comfortable ergonomic grip. It has a 3-inch LCD flip-out touchscreen, but no viewfinder or flash, to keep the size, weight and price lower, I believe. A little built-in light, like a smartphone flashlight, right next to the tally light would have been really cool to have. On top, you got the on and off button, the shutter button for photos, recording button for videos, the mode dial. It has 3 different custom shooting modes. I love that. Behind the dial is the toggle for switching between photo and video mode, and the zoom lever is in front of the shutter, nicely positioned for your index finger. The rest of the buttons are in the back. Very basic buttons, some of them customizable.
So this is actually a first time experience for me, just grabbing the camera and go without any camera bags, sling bags or backpacks or anything. You can literally put it in your pocket, although I would recommend some kind of pouch or something to protect it. I think there might be some aftermarket products in the making, but if needed, you can put it in your pocket and take it literally everywhere you want to go. Okay, we're gonna walk back with Piper. So far, pretty impressed. I'm gonna continue having fun with this cute little crazy content machine. More coming up. More impressions, yes. Another walk with Piper, and it's a lot more breezy now than last time, and I got the muffle on, the cute little bunny tail. I just took the tripod off, so now I am holding onto the camera itself. I've been watching some of the videos I've shot so far, and you can hear clearly, like when I touch the camera, when I let go and grab it with the other hand. So I think the internal microphone is awesome. It's great audio, but be mindful of when holding on to the camera. Still on the digital image stabilization and the optical one of the lens, you can see a little bit of wobbles in the peripheral. Not too crazy, acceptable enough for run and gun content creators.
Let's compare the digital stabilization modes, starting without any stabilization. Now I add a little bit of warp stabilizer in Adobe Premiere Pro. Little bit of crop, but lot steadier. Now it's the digital image stabilization. Tiny bit of a crop. Additional stabilization in Premiere Pro, additional crop. But it looks so smooth, almost like a gimbal in POV mode. Enhanced stabilization, the most cropped of them all. More compensation blurs are noticeable. Stabilized in Premiere Pro, looks steadier, but the blurs and the loss of pixels due to the crop makes the image look less sharper. Now all shots together as shot. And this is all the shots together stabilized in Premiere Pro. I don't know about you, but I feel like stabilization off and a slight stabilization in post looks the best. The wobble happens because the digital IS is trying to counter shakes and fast movements, especially at wider focal lengths, where it's most noticeable. The wobbles can be really annoying for a lot of people, even for me sometimes, depending on what type of shot it is. But most of the time I'm not that frustrated about it. The optical stabilization was turned on when I did this test. Optical can work alone, separate from digital, but digital works only when the optical is turned on. This whole video, apart from this test, is shot with both optical and digital IS turned on. But after seeing these results, I might consider just going for the optical IS and if needed, stabilize in post. I'm going to play with it some more in the future and see what I like the best. You can see how close the Powershot V1 can focus. Not all lenses can focus this up close. The V1 has a special movie close-up demo mode, made for product review tubers or any content creator that wants to show something really up close. The close-up mode will focus on the object closest to the camera instead of focusing on the face. No more blocking the face with the object to keep the focus on it. So that's why it has such a great focus up close. Additionally, there is also smooth skin movie mode, both desirable modes for dedicated content creators.
bit of a low light challenge. The sun has gone down. I'm just checking out the low light situation on it. CLUT 3 and bumping up the ISO. And the shutter is 1/50 and the aperture is the fastest available in the current shooting mode, 2.8. Compared to like an iPhone, I have the 13 Pro, which is like an older model now. I don't know about the latest iPhones or Androids. The wide angle lens, the 13mm was just not good in low light situation. This one is a lot better in low light situation. If you want that field of view and cleaner image.
Now it's darker, but the patio lights are on and the jacuzzi lights are on to give you an idea what darkness with artificial lights in the environment looks like. This is CLUT 3 and this is the neutral picture profile. Of course there is a bunch of noise compared to what I'm used to with my RF 16mm f2.8 prime lens mounted on my R8 or 6, but compared to what I'm used to with the ultra wide angle of my iPhone 13 Pro, the footage is better, at least according to my eyes. And of course the V1 has a flip out screen, so you can actually frame yourself a lot easier when you're vlogging on the go. I had to wing it with my iPhone. Uncropped 60 frames in 4K would have been nice. It's possible in full HD though. It'll probably be available in the future V1 models, but for now it's limited with a crop. Not a deal breaker for me. I usually shoot most of my B-rolls at tighter focal lengths than wider anyway, but it would have been nice for flexibility.
As you might have noticed, some of the clips are shot in neutral picture profile. Most of it is in CLUT 3. As I mentioned before, I am a CLUT 3 dude, but sometimes when I shoot stuff not intended for YouTube, just something to share with friends and family, I shoot in the standard picture profile. But you've seen the clips marked below, so you know which one's which. CLUT 3 is a more dynamic range of shadows and highlights and of course colors, and I shoot in cinema gamut. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know and explain the CLUT 3 neutral picture profile situation to avoid any and all confusion. Yes, I'm gonna go do some shopping.
You can go for color filters in the menu settings or quick controls if you still want a creative look in your videos with specific color tones. But just know that if you do, it leaves little or no room for doing your own thing in post.
Some late afternoon, early evening coffee. Yes, I need that energy. So yes, the standard profile is very good, very nice for beginners. People who want great colors but they don't want to bother too much with color grading. But let me warn you, once you start coloring, crack that nice color grade if you have a LUT and you can apply it to your footage and tweak it a little bit and get your own style, you're not want to go back. But Canon has great colors, just like this Powershot V1. If you don't want to bother with all those professional features, a feature that would have been a deal breaker for me if it would have not been in the V1. The Powershot V1 has a great price tag, although it's not like cheap, but for that price. And CLUT 3, that was a deal maker.
What about the V1 at concerts, events and festivals?
Waiting for the Uber, going to a concert. Let's check it out with the Powershot V1 because it is not an interchangeable lens system type of camera and they are usually not allowed at concerts, festivals and stuff like that because then it can slap on very big professional zoom lenses, telephoto lenses and capture really professional footage, and that is reserved for videographers and photographers that are on the job. I'm going to the Red Rocks tonight. I'm going to be seeing Kaleo, an Icelandic band. It's getting darker, so now we have a little bit of a low light test as well. I've been here a few times before. I love this area. Look, crazy landscape. I usually arrive at the bottom, but now I'm at the top. Marcus King is still on the stage, so let's enjoy the beautiful tunes of Marcus King warming up.
Love Iceland! Woo!
We got a drone in the air. I might not be able to record a lot here because of the background music, and I don't want to be hit with a copyright strike. But also because I wanna enjoy the show, and I also want to be presentable when I'm doing those videos. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Yeah, I can see it. It's right over there. A little bit intoxicated. Yeah, I want to be presentable, and sober voiceover takes it from here.
I was approached by a staff member of the Red Rocks. He asked if I had a media pass, which I didn't, so he asked me to put the camera away so other staff members wouldn't come over and put me away. That is, kicking me out. You go through search when entering the premises, and I didn't receive any comments on the camera, but I was assuming positions, doing foreground, background shots, pushing, hands on the control ring, tapping the screen, adjusting settings. I was going at it. No wonder I was busted. So I guess I could blame myself. But the staff member was really cool about it. I put the camera away immediately and just enjoyed the rest of the show with my own eyes. The Red Rocks are very strict about anything they believe is more professional than phones and pocket cameras. I still believe you can take the Powershot to concerts, events and festivals without a media pass. It falls within the approved limits, technically. But when in doubt, just asking could save your ass from being kicked out. Is the Powershot V1 good for travel? Yes. With everything it has to offer in such a small grab and go package, it goes without saying. Lots of travel content creators and creators on the move are going to be looking at this camera because it makes a lot of sense for them. We flew to Baltimore for a few days, a trip within a trip, so I got to experience traveling from A to C back to A with the Powershot during filming of this video. It was made with a lot of us in mind, and I really felt that. Everything I've said about this camera so far, about being small, lightweight, portable and easy to use, all of that really shines through when traveling and filming fast-paced vlogs on the go. I'm from Iceland. Overheating has never been a big problem back home in my climate. But Colorado is hotter and Baltimore was even hotter. And the world is full of destinations so much hotter than my native iceberg of an island, so heat dissipation is also important to me. The V1 has an active cooling vent to help out with that. I just kept the cooling fan on auto at all times and I believe it does a decent job. I shoot most of my B-rolls in 4K 60 frames, which is a lot of processing power, and I did get the overheating warning a few times during my 3 weeks of vacation, but it never went beyond a couple of bars on the thermostat icon. Shooting style matters, and I turn the camera on and off between locations throughout the day, so that helps. If you are in a warm environment and keep the camera rolling, just be mindful of overheating. Once the bars fill the thermostat icon, the camera will shut down automatically to cool itself off, and you'll have to wait for it a lot longer than you would have to if you would just give it a moment when the warning starts popping up. The Powershot V1 uses LPE17 batteries, small batteries for a small camera. The same batteries for the Canon R8, which was notorious for eating up the LPE17s in a short time due to its heavy processing power in a compact sized body that didn't fit bigger batteries. A bit of a compromise there to keep the R8 at a smaller size. Because of my personal shooting style, the battery life of the R8 was not a very big problem for me, and having a bunch of extra batteries put my mind to ease and kept me going throughout the day. I'm not making any battery life tests, I'm just going off on a feeling here, but I definitely felt the Powershot V1 lasted longer on a fully charged battery than my R8. It's not as power hungry, but no matter how hungry your camera is, having extra batteries is always a good idea. So I recommend extra batteries all day, every day. Powershot V1 takes really nice photos, but is obviously made for video. The absence of the viewfinder didn't really matter a lot to me, but I did feel the absence of it when I was taking photos. That's the only time I really use it anyway. If it was kept out to keep the form factor smaller and the price tag lower, I'm down with that. If you are into photography more than video, maybe it wouldn't be the most natural choice. Even if you're a total beginner, I think you would outgrow it quickly. It's great for YouTube thumbnails, Instagram posts, or just taking personal photos for fun and memories. It shoots raw, and I love editing in Lightroom, so that's a big like for me. The Powershot V1 is a cute little epic piece of equipment for creators on the move, like day in a life vloggers, travel vloggers, or anyone who wants to keep a low profile when vlogging in public. It's also really good for stationary creators, like product reviewers or streamers. You can plug it into your computer and use it as a high-quality webcam and a FaceTime camera. It has a lot of potential in a small budget and beginner-friendly powerhouse of a package with advanced features. So there's a lot of room to grow with your video skills and the quality level of your content. Let me tell you some of my reasons for getting this camera. I've been wanting a dedicated content camera for some time now. Something simple yet effective, something good enough that fits my needs and meets my demands for vlogging and making YouTube videos, without having to mess around with my bigger cameras, multiple lenses and bunch of gear. No matter how I've tried to be minimalistic about it, I always bring too much stuff. So I'm putting myself in a position to have a camera I can just grab and go and take on the day. Of course I will still use the bigger cameras for content, but the primary use for them will be professional work. It's been a struggle capturing behind the scenes footage with the same cameras as I'm shooting the projects themselves with, and the V1 might be a perfect solution to that. That was a big part of my decision. I've looked at a lot of awesome cameras, GoPros, Osmo Pockets and so on, and when the Powershot V1 came out I was actually obsessing over the R50V. Both video-focused content cameras released by Canon at the same time. But after giving the V1 a quick look, I knew it was the one for me. I still have a big crush on the R50V, but I made the right call and I'm very happy with my decision. The reason why I'm usually happy with my cameras and speak positively about them, despite some of their limitations, is because I do my research and I make decisions after acrobatic thought processes. So I know what I'm getting.
Trying to walk Piper. She just likes to stay in the shadows. It is quite warm, isn't it, Piper? So I've been having fun with the Powershot V1 for the last few days, and I have to say I'm impressed. Coming from full-frame cameras like the R6 and R8 that I've been vlogging with, I just needed something that is good enough. And for the price tag, size and weight and convenience, ease of use and just overall fun experience, I have fallen in love with it.
But not as much as I love you, Piper.
I'm still growing into how I use the camera, how I manage the settings, how I personalize the customized buttons and stuff like that. I might do a video about that as well. All depends on what you want to see. Comment section below for questions and requests. When I pre-ordered it, I thought to myself, well, I can always send it back or I can sell it if I'm not impressed enough, but I'm happy to say that I am very impressed. I'm gonna keep it, yes. Me and the Canon Powershot V1 are gonna be good friends. That fits in its own place in my camera arsenal. Feel free to drop your questions in the comments if you have any questions about the camera, if there's anything I can help you out with.
And thank you for being such a beautiful little model.
You deserve a kiss.
Yes, you like the kisses.
Until next time, peace out.